G'day my suckies, welcome to another video. I hope everyone's having a fabulous day so far, just living like you should, squiggling around like turtles in the ocean. So you know how I said yesterday that I'd be getting a new mic today? Well, I got the new mic and everything's all cool and stuff, but I forgot to get the cable, so I guess we wait another day for a new cable. Anyway, in today's video we're going to be talking about DND. I'm not very good at DND personally, but I play a little bit here and there. So I've played some when I was 12, some when I was like 15, a little bit more later on. So what I'm trying to say is I haven't played heaps of D&D, but I've played enough to know what the game is and how it plays and, you know, how fun it can be potentially. I know what a good DM is compared to a bad DM, and I know how basic stuff works. So this story begins when my mate got super into D&D. He would be playing it consistently, and he went to his uncle's place to play D&D sessions and campaigns and one shots and all that. So I was interested for a little while because I kept on hearing about these awesome stories that my mate kept on having while playing D&D at his uncle's place. So hearing all these cool stories, I was like, damn, dude, this sounds awesome. I think I'm going to get involved. How do I sign up? How do I get involved? How do I get into this? So he was like, first of all, it's super far away, so you have to be prepared to go down on a bus for about 2 hours to get there, which shouldn't be too much a hassle if you're fine with it. I'm like, yeah, dude, I take public transport all the time. I won't be like too worried about that. I just want to have a bit of fun, play a bit of D&D, not take it too seriously. You know the works. And he was like, oh, cool. I guess we'll have to make you a character then. So I was like, yeah, dude, let's chuck together a character. I'd like a good character, something that'll work with me, kind of more my style. So him and I decided to conjure up this character. It happened to be a really nice looking rogue character, well balanced. It was pretty good. Overall, I was quite happy with the outcome, and so we used that character for the first campaign I was going on, and the first delve they called it, because it was in a fantastical place called Undermountain, where there was some weird wizardy dude summoning like tons of monsters and killing everyone. You know how it goes in D&D. So for my rogue, I was like, I want him to be super acrobatic, very like good at investigating things, and pretty good with nature and pretty much stealth and survival. So he was more based on keeping the party protected and keeping everything going pretty well and pretty safely. So it's my first time to this delve into the Undermountain. So I head off with my mate on the bus and we head down. It's all good, everything's fine. And when we go for the first delve, um, everything's good until we get there. So we meet the players, and I thought everyone was going to be all these intelligent, kind of, adult, mature figures who'd be, pretty smart and, just having a bit of a fun time with their friends, seeing how things go, and just enjoying D&D. Oh boy, was I wrong! Other than my mate, all of the other people I was playing with had issues of some sort. So there were two girls. One of the girls was, they were both pretty nice, but one of them had the maturity of a 12-year-old, and a nerdy 12-year-old at that, so they didn't have very good social skills. They were like 23 or something, and it was pretty fine, but they were just fully playing their character with all emotion. And you can imagine a 12-year-old's emotion, and like it's unstable and full of anxiety and everything like that. So they were busy playing it and just purely riding off emotion. And the worst thing about that was they made an evil character that didn't care about the other characters in the party. So therefore, she was like really more likely to ditch us than anything. And my friend, he was telling me the other day, evil players don't really go too well in D&D if they don't really know what they're doing or if they care about like the party. So it don't play with evil characters. So straight away, that was a big warning as to how things were gonna go. The next person was her friend, who came along, and I don't know where he came from or anything like that, but I'm really sorry, dude, but you're super daft. He didn't know anything. He was really slow when it came to things. He didn't have basic common logic. The poor guy seemed to have some kind of issue, some mental issue going on there. And the last person was probably not the worst, but it was still pretty bad. She was a meta player, so she was taking advantage of what was going on and coming up with ideas and stuff based on what she as a character was not seeing. And this was just really irritating. For instance, if someone was hidden around a corner and they turned one way, it's like screen cheating. She'd look at them and they'd be going that way, so she'd turn around and go that way as well, you know? Now, the biggest issue with this, all of this, was I had no idea what I was getting into. I was stepping into a game where I thought people were mature, people knew what they were doing, and I was the noob who didn't know anything. So I decided, at the start of the game, I was going to step back and watch and kind of learn how this game was played and see how everything went. And I wasn't really going to do anything fantabulous, but I was just going to try and be kind of safe and trying to watch from a distance. So the party composition was not very good either. There were four rogues. None of them were balanced except my balanced rogue, which was the worst because there were four rogues, and having four rogues is like, you know, having a pencil without a sharpener. You can only get so far with four rogues. You can't make the pencil, sharper. You can't like use cool effects if you're, making some arty thing. So you can't put pencil shavings. So you can draw with the pencil until it becomes blunt, and then you have to stop because there's nothing else you can do. So as four rogues, we didn't have a healer, and we had one wizard in the party, and that one wizard was my mate, and he was trying a wizard for the first time, playing a character he wasn't so happy with, but he was okay. The one issue with this character is he had wild surges, but it happened to be very lucky and pulled us out of a few tricky situations. So when we ended up starting the session finally, it was a very long session with nothing much that really happened. At the start, I said, I'm gonna go in front because I have the best stats in terms of stealth and best stats in terms of investigation. My passive investigation was 17, which was the highest in the group at the time. But this other guy, he was like, "Nah, man, I'm gonna be in front. I've got better stuff than you. I'm better than you." And he really wasn't better than me. And I kept on saying, "Hey, man, I think I should be in the front. I think I have the better, stats here." But he was really insistent in taking the lead. So like, I'm gonna step back. I don't know his stats properly, so I'll let him do his thing. Uh, that was the biggest mistake because he ran off ahead and he made noise and he pretty much instantly died. So when he made noise, these weird floating head things that I can't really remember too well with tentacles, they grappled him and they pecked him, as far as I remember. And this was pretty much the death of him. And from then on, we were like, "Rip you, you didn't go too far. Sorry, fam." We watched him bleed away until he was not fully dead, but dead enough to be unconscious for most of the game and just watching as nothing really happened to him. Until someone managed to revive him and make sure he could get up and then leave. So a lot more of nothing happened in this session, and I'd really like to get into it, but I can't remember all the details correctly because I can't remember all the spells and whatnot. So in the next day, I'm gonna ask my mate about what exactly happened and how it went, and we're gonna get a more detailed version in a part two of this episode. Yes, I'm making it a two-part series. Anyway, my suckies, I think that'll do for today. I hope you guys are having fabulous days as I said at the start, and I'll catch you in the next one.